My friend and I set out on a 4-day adventure over Labor Day weekend. We started at the North Lake trailhead and climbed alongside the Piute Crags. We enjoyed the late season wildflowers. And the views of Piute Crags just kept getting better. Soon we got to Loch Leven. We climbed a bit further and then we got to Piute Lake, where we stopped for a break. We got water, we ate some food, and lounged among the beautiful flowers, and we started feeling the cares of our daily lives slipping away. I have been over Piute Pass quite a few times before, and one of the things I love about it is that you can see the pass from pretty far away, and it's just a nice, gradual, steady climb. And before long, we made it to the pass. We turned off to the right here at this unmarked trail, and we started heading toward Desolation Lake. Here's Lower Desolation Lake. And here is Desolation Lake, with the beautiful Mount Humphreys in the background. We set up our camp and then enjoyed a beautiful sunset. Good morning. We're here at Desolation Lake, and that is Mount Humphreys in the background. We hiked in yesterday on the Piute Pass trail from North Lake, and today we are going to hike cross country through Humphreys Basin. We're going to go over Piute Pass, past a bunch of lakes, and eventually meet up with the French Canyon Trail. That is Mesa Lake, and we are heading up this ridge. Next, we are going to climb up to the plateau where we will find Piute Pass. We were wondering, is this a marmot skull? All right, we're coming up a pretty steep climb here, going cross country, picking our way, trying to choose the easiest line. We are at the top of Piute Pass. This was definitely the crux of the trip, and I didn't film a lot in the sketchy sections because safety, but we were questioning some of our life choices for a minute there. All good though, it was definitely some type 2 fun. We just descended Piute Pass, definitely scrambling and boulder hopping and sliding on loose rock. Thankfully there were some really nice guys that had been here before, so they knew the route and we were able to follow them. And glad to be at the bottom. And it just started to rain. This is where we came down. So we're a little further away and you can get a perspective on Piute Pass. Looks pretty steep. Here's Piute Lake. This is L Lake. This is Moon Lake. We are working our way down through the boulders. We're coming up to Moon Lake. Where we wrapped up the cross-country portion of the trip and got back on trail. This is Elba Lake. And we got our first views into French Canyon. Alright, we are coming up to the junction with the French Canyon Trail. This waterfall comes from the Royce Lake's drainage. Here's our campsite for the night in French Canyon. Good morning from our campsite in French Canyon. We are gonna walk down the canyon to Hutchinson Meadow and then start walking up the Piute Creek Trail toward Piute Pass, and we'll see where we end up today. We passed the Merriam Lake Trail. Looked like there were some nice campsites here. We just came to the junction with the Piute Pass Trail. We enjoyed a lunch break here at Hutchinson Meadow. We carried some extra water from here because we'd heard there was a dry stretch ahead, and then crossed many branches of French Creek. I think there were about 5 or 6. Curious what type of bird this feather came from. After climbing through forested switchbacks for a while, we were glad when the views opened up as we got back into Humphreys Basin. Here's our campsite for tonight with Mount Humphreys in the background. Good night, everyone.
Night.
We awoke to stunning views of the Glacier Divide. We had breakfast, we packed up camp, and then we started hiking toward Piute Pass. We walked past Summit Lake and lots of red and gold fall foliage. We're at Piute Pass. When we got back to Piute Lake, this was the first really good water source along the trail since Hutchinson Meadow. We had found a trickle at the outlet of Lower Desolation Lake. We stopped for a lunch break at a good old PB&J before continuing on the home stretch. We passed Loch Leven and the Piute Crags. We crossed back over these log bridges. And then we were back at the trailhead. All right, we're finishing the hike. My husband surprised us with an amazing picnic lunch, and then we drove home.